Hello everybody, Nana does. Just watched something on Jesse Dollemore. And I went and I looked at a couple places. The story's on NEWSWEEK. And it's on, can't think of the other one. There's a bunch of videos that went viral everywhere else. But I didn't see it on most of the news. It was reported on news stations up here in Canada. But I gotta tell you, he showed a clip of Dana Bash, and she was talking to a congresswoman. I think she was from California, and he was talking to her, and she says, so what do you think of all the violence from the protesters in Los Angeles? And she said, well, you know, none of this would have happened if it wasn't for the way they conducted these ICE raids, or words to that effect. My feeling on that is, when you show up into a town in Paramount, California, I know it's near LA, but it's like a suburb. You show up to a place like that with all these guys on camouflage big Hummers and stuff, and you got 6 guys on either side of the running boards, and they're all armed to the hilt, and they're going to Home Depot with 6 and 7 of these vehicles. You tell me that's not going to evoke some kind of a reaction? Really? So she was going on about the citizens' reaction and the protesters and the violence. Well, yeah. You know what? You throw a Molotov cocktail at a cop, that's bordering on, to me, that's like attempted murder. You're throwing a bomb at a row of cops. I'm sorry, you deserve to go away for a very long time for that. And as the police chief said himself, as of Saturday morning, or Saturday afternoon, late afternoon, just as it was getting dark, he said most of the protesters had gone home. The other ones that came out weren't the protesters. He said most of them had already left. And I watched today, they're all guarding the federal building, I think is it City Hall? Downtown there, where they're holding all these migrants. That's where the protests are. And there's maybe a few hundred at the most. So getting to this violence there, Jesse showed a clip of a protester, and he was sort of like edged out from his friends, maybe because he was by himself. And the guy had a backpack on, and he ended up on the ground. And there was a bunch of cops on foot, but there was like 4 mounted police officers. So one has the horse come over and kind of kick the guy. And then he backed him up there, and they went over, and the horse didn't just walk on him. He walked on him and stomped his feet on him and then moved over. And then another one did it. And this guy's on the ground. And now he tried to get up, and as he did, the cop reached out with his big wooden stick that they're carrying now that I've never seen, and reached down and whacked him on top of the head. This guy didn't look like he did anything. He was by himself, backpack on. He looked like a tourist more than anything else. So that happens. And then, was it Saturday, there was News 9, an Australian reporter. No missing her as a reporter. She's out there. She's got a press badge on. She's got a big mother fucking microphone with a big windscreen on the top of it with her channel's logo and everything on it. She's away from the police, and this cop behind her aimed it was the rubber bullets there, right? Aimed at her and fired and hit her. He aimed at her. You can see him clearly aiming at her. And then another reporter ended up having to go to the hospital for emergency surgery after he was shot in the back of the thigh with one of these plastic, it's almost like a shotgun shell or something. But this great big disc lodged in the back of it, the muscle in his back of his quad there, or hamstring, and ended up going to the hospital because they had to get a medic for him. there was, this thing was right in there, and the paramedics came, and they patched him up, put a tourniquet on him and stuff, and rushed him to the hospital. He had surgery. It was so bad that when the guy said in the hospital, when they ended up taking this thing out, a big hunk of his muscle was sticking out of the hole. And they're talking about the protesters were violent. No, there was a handful of them, and there was 118 arrests in every one of them. If they've done something, every single one of them should be charged. And suck it up. Take your punishment. But yeah, I was a little pissed. I'm starting to think. And then earlier, CNN announced on one of their videos that, oh, that the Marines were coming. The Marines were coming. Well, at the time they said that, Marines weren't coming. They were still in talks on what was going to be allowed and what wasn't under the agreements and stuff like that, and what constitutionally is allowed for Marines to do. Because I just hope that they're not going to start open fire on citizens with live rounds. I can't imagine. I can't imagine that they would actually do that. I look like I'm a crazy person, but there's too many skitter bugs out here and I don't want them in my hair. But yeah, so that's what's going on there. So that's 3 people that have been hurt by the police. And 3 of them, out of 3 of them, look like it was on purpose. It wasn't, oh, they were just firing into the crowd to push the crowd back. 2 of them were, well, all 3 of them were deliberate. But Dana was saying about these, or Dana was saying about the Marines are coming, the Marines are coming. At the time, none of that was even said. That was the clickbait. Oh, the 500 Marines showed up in LA. Well, no, they didn't. I'm telling you, CNN is turning into a clickbait factory. That's what it is. It's a clickbait. You have to go on there. They're that thirsty for ratings now that that's what they have to do. Vivi, leave it. Leave it. Ack. Oh, she just swallowed a stick. Lovely. And for the lady that was wondering where Viv was on my last video, at 15:23. That's where she is. And she's there for a good little bit for her anyway. So yeah, I just had to come on and talk with it. I'm pissed. I'm pissed. When that kind of stuff is going on, we're reporting it up here. I didn't hear it on any of the regular channels. It's all on all the other social media. Vivi, stop eating stuff that isn't your food. You didn't even eat your supper yet. Okay, let's go get a treat. Oh, here's Missy, all anxious for her treat. Watch this. Come get your treat. Come get a poop treat, even though you didn't poop. Come on, you. We got to get in. Too many mosquito bugs. And there's that big dirty spot on her back. I don't know what that is. I'm hoping it's just pollen. That's what I'm hoping. But anyway, hello, I'm back. Oh, they're thick. They're thick tonight because it's a little damp, a little muggy out. Cool, but muggy. Yeah. So anyway, let's go inside. Love me, like me, share me, and don't forget to subscribe. Mwah. Hangers on. New people. Hi, welcome. Gotta go. Bye.